Hey, fellas, good morning here. I got just threw out some watermelon. Threw out, that's Bella. She is a tortie, which means she is a very verbal cat. I got a very interesting comment from somebody I respect and like. His Wertz, his handle or moniker here on YouTube is WHEARTS. And on one of my videos this morning where I was talking about knowing your way around your home so that you can defend yourself. Jeez, oh peace. She is. All right. Say hello, Bella. 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 Smell a fella, Bella. Anyways, I believe that our government is trying to give itself a what is called qualified immunity if there is the necessity for them to use lethal force against the population of our country. Now, I would never ask you to take my word for it, and but I will say that what Wertz posted was spot on, and I'm going to show you everything so you can make an informed decision on your own. I'm going to show you the DoD directive. The thing that's very concerning to me is the people who made these decisions are not elected officials. They are appointed officials. The Secretary of Defense is an appointed position by the ruling party, which is currently the Democratic Joe Biden administration. This guy was appointed, whoever it is, and what he says goes to the military. So I'm going to just let you see it for yourself so that I can then get into the weeds and tell you what I think about it. All right? Here we go. So it's from Wertz about almost an hour ago. I'll let you comment on this video yourself. It says, happening now, military authorized to use lethal force to assist civilian police in civil unrest. Langley Outdoors Academy, show less, and okay. So I went to the channel Langley Outdoors, but I personally would like to get any type of information directly from the source. So I will bring up the DoD directive. And I will also put this in the description box so you can go and look it up and make a decision for yourself. And if you come to a different conclusion than I do, I would greatly appreciate the fact that you would point that out to me. I do not consider myself the arbitrator of truth, but I do not believe that our government has our best interest at heart, and I think this election cycle is going to be, this will be the third election in a row that I believe will be contested, no matter who wins. Okay? No matter who wins. So I'm going to show you the website, and I'm going to walk you through it so you can see for yourself. All right? This is the actual document that they're referring to. Everybody's referring to here. And again, eds.whs.mil/portals/54/documents/DD Department of Defense/issuance/DODD/52401/PDF. And here it is. There's the seal for the Department of Defense, DoD Directive 5240.01, DoD Intelligence and Intelligence-Related Activities, and Defense Intelligence Components assisted to law enforcement agencies and other civilian authorities. All right. Now, we want to see and we want to talk about start on page 12. So I'm going to skip down, and I'm going to skip down to page 12. Now, I said, please go through all of this. I just don't want to bore you into submission with this. Here's the title page, and it is section 3.3, which is what we're getting at. 3.1 is general principles. 3.2 is permissible assistance, and the one we want to talk about is 3.3. Now, everybody seems to be concerned about section C, 3.3, levels of authority, C. But I also want you to look at D. So we're going to go down to page 12. 3.2, page 12. And we're going to go to page 12 of the article. So we're going to skip down there. Page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And what it says here is permissible assistance, 3.2. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. B, and 3.3A. Okay. Levels of authority, 3.3, and we go down to C. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality. Then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to just read it to you. And then I'm going to get back up and I'm going to show you the paragraph D below that, which I think is truly the scariest part of this. Again, I'm going to put all of this in the description so you can go and look it up for yourself, okay? I don't want to make a decision for you or have you believe that I would lead you to make a decision based on my personal opinion. I would rather give you the information and let you see it for yourself and you make the determination, okay? So that's why I'm doing this. I'm very concerned, and I believe that we're being prepared. We're being told up front, if you do this, we're going to do this to you. If you go out there and cause trouble, we're going to get you. It's pretty much what they're telling me. So I'm going to read you paragraph C. So it's page 12, 3.3, levels of authority, A, C. A and colons 2, letter C. And I'll read it to you. Assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilians, individuals, or groups is reasonably anticipated. They're giving themselves a way out, a legal determination to use lethal force against the general population of the United States, and that should scare the shit out of everybody. Reasonably anticipated. Such use of force must be in accordance with, of course, they're going to reference another DoD thing, DoD Initiative 5210.56, potentially as further restricted based on specifics of the request of support. So now I'm going to get up and I'm going to show you what I think is the most concerning part of this to me, because the way we fight has completely changed, and that's due to the Ukraine war. Now, here we go. I'm getting back up, and I'm going to turn this around. All right. Section D, provision or use of DoD unmanned systems in the United States except as delegated by the Secretary of Defense. He's not an elected official. He is beholden to the administration, not the U.S. population. Pursuant to October 31st, 2023, Secretary of Defense memorandum. And then it goes down just to the approval. All right. It's one thing to be out there shoulder to shoulder as a police officer, law enforcement officer, a Leo. I'll refer to them as Leos from here on out. To have your shield, your riot shield, your helmet on, a baton and mace and all that kind of stuff, and the tanks and the LMTVs, whatever. LRATs, MRATs supporting you, and water cannons and all that stuff, fighting face to face with people. And there is a massive difference to be sitting in a nice, sanitized, cleaned room with a joystick and a keyboard, watching what's going on and pressing a button and making something happen. The use of drones gives the individual standoff physically, emotionally, and if you believe in it, spiritually. It's far easier to push a button and have something happen to somebody that you can't see, that you can't smell, that you can't feel. It's very different. It's very visceral for a human being to see another person die in front of them, or to club them unconscious in front of you, or to spray them. It's very different when it's just a TV screen. Those people can sometimes not be real to you or to us. This is not a good sign. Again, I'm not an alarmist. I'm a very much real person. I'm definitely going to go and vote on November 5th in person. But I do believe that the U.S. government is preparing for civil war. And they are laying the groundwork for them to respond with military force against the U.S. population, to include lethal force. And it says right there in Section D, provisions or use of DoD unmanned systems in the United States except as delegated by the SecDef, Secretary of Defense. Come on, man. You want a Reaper drone, a Predator drone rolling around, and they just determine you're a bad guy. And, oh, well, you know what? We just declared civil war. We told you to stay in your house. You decided to drive to the fucking America. Boom. I just don't think people really understand how much death and destruction goes on in a civil war. I've been through 4 separate civil wars. El Salvador, Nicaragua, Colombia, Colombia, there's more than that anyways, and Bosnia. I won't even mention Honduras or anyways, let me just stop. I don't wish war upon anybody, but if you do not think that our government has corruption in it, you are sadly mistaken. Power is something that people will not let go of. And it's not to the point to where if you're a Republican or a Democrat or a Libertarian, you sit down and you disagree about policies or that. It's to the point now where people are calling each other Nazis or fascist or communist, where you can't just agree to disagree and we find a solution in the middle. I'm going to still go vote in person on November 5th. I highly encourage you to go vote. If you're worried about anything like this is happening and you have early voting, I suggest you go and vote early. But I think it's going to be, I think the next few months is going to be very tumultuous, very disruptive for the United States. All right? Thank you very much, Wirtz. Maybe I was blissfully ignorant of it, but These are absolutely objective facts. If you come up with something different and I sound like some sort of weirdo who thinks the world's going to end or that, then please tell me. If you can read this and come up with a different scenario, please let me know. I'd appreciate it. But I highly suggest get yourself in shape. Make sure you have a little bit of food and water just in case shit hits the fan. And you have to be able to protect yourself and the people you love. All right? Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. And if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to give you access to the public information that they're telling us what they're preparing for. And if it happens, they're giving themselves authority to use lethal force, including drones, against the U.S. population. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves. Like a fart in a G-string from West Texas, El Paso, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.